What's going on, guys? We are Tottenham TV here, back again with another post-match reaction. Spurs have beaten MK Dons 3-1 as they continue their unbeaten run in pre-season under Nuno Espirito Santo. I've got Grandpa with me who watched the game as well over on Spurs TV. It was an actually exciting game for a friendly, wasn't it, Grandpa?
It was exciting in lots of ways. I think the first thing I want to say is that Dele was the captain, and he acted as a captain. And I've always been reticent about Lloris being a captain at the back, but he was leading from the front continually. He worked harder than he's ever worked before, and I think that it should probably be considered that he should be the captain, because I think something about it made him feel stronger and be more determined. And I thought he had a brilliant game, and was a good captain. You want a few other thoughts?
Please, I'd love to know a few other thoughts.
I mean, the first point, I put it in the chat actually. I think this whole thing about having 4 at the back or 3 at the back or 2 at the back, and I think it's going to die, that thought, because I think the way it really works is it's got to be fluid, and the captain has got to continually be moving the players around according to the state of play, and not say there's a status. There's always going to be 4 at the back, always going to be 2 at the back or 3 at the back or whatever it is. And I think that came up really well in that match. I mean, the interaction between the 4 players in the front there was just outstanding. I mean, we know Moira and Son are brilliant players, but Moira played out of his skin. I thought he was incredible. And the other one that was probably a bit of a surprise to me, because I hadn't seen a lot of him, but Bergwijn was just also in the first half, particularly. It was just outstanding. I think Whiteman was, good. It could be a number 2 goalkeeper. We needn't have spent so much money, probably. I thought he was
too late for that.
He was really, really good. And the others, there was a good play all around. I thought the Doherty and Tandanga in the back were good. In a way, it was good to see Davis back, because and it wasn't very long when he was back, but it was good. And Skip played a reasonably good game. He made 1 or 2 mistakes, but once or twice he got the ball in a really good position and was passing well. So they had too many chances. I'm not sure where we were losing out, because they were getting through. But I'm sure some of the new players that we're bringing in will be exciting. But the big thing is that I mentioned before, and this is not saying anything against Josh, because he's obviously a very knowledgeable guy. But you two were debating all the time rather than spending time watching the matches or looking at the comment. And he was being very negative. And I think it's important for all of us, all the supporters and all the fans, because I don't think you realise how much, you've got a huge number of viewers, and I don't think you realise how much of an effect you have. And if you're all negative, I'm sure that eventually gets back to the players and to the leadership of the club. And I think there's some really exciting things going on. Younger people, bringing some younger people in. Some of the people from the academy are looking quite good. And some of the people that looks like they're buying seem to be quite good. So I think you've got a better team than Josh was thinking. He was talking about wiping everybody out and bringing in totally new players. Well, you've got 4 or 5 players who just are absolutely world beaters, I believe.
Do you think some of these players could be like new signings this season potentially?
The new signing? Sorry.
Do you think some of the players who maybe were underperforming previously could be like a new signing next season? Under Nuno?
I do. Certainly Bergwijn.
Yeah, he looked really great, didn't he? He looked fresh. He looked sharp. A lot sharper than he has previously.
Yeah. Regular didn't have a bad game. Doherty, who was a new signing, was doing well. Was coming up front again. It was a good wing back. I think so. I think that's the case, and it seems like, I mean, you know better than me because you know the new people they're signing, but it looks like they're signing one or two good defenders as well. And I think that's
what they're
important.
looking for, yeah. And you think as well, by just the way you saw Spurs play in the friendly, obviously friendlies are not usually about results or whatnot. They're usually about building up fitness and building up patterns of play. But do you see, even though it's very early on, it's, you can't make too many judgments, but do you see maybe a more offensive, aggressive style of play from these friendlies so far? More on the front foot, pressing from the front, being more aggressive, winning the ball up in the final third and things like that, which is a bit different to what we saw maybe under Mourinho, where we were much more sitting a bit deeper and waiting for the opposition.
No question about it. That front four, and all the time, because it was being led by Dele, that's how they were. They were up front all the time. And Bergwijn was running up that left wing. I mean, the other thing that's really important, and I don't know enough about the players that they're talking about coming in, but the most important thing is pace. They've got to have pace, and that's what they were showing today. They were outrunning generally. They were outrunning the opposition most of the time. And I think that's really important, and I hope that I'm sure that's what they're looking at: pace and fitness. And I think they're working on both of those things. But they were very fit today, and I thought they were on the attack most of the time. So much so that they had a few chances because we were so much on the attack, without some good defensive holding them back, and it was great.
Yeah, it was encouraging and it was exciting. Yeah, I completely agree. And I agree with you as well. The way the front four linked up and opened up the MK Dons defence at will, it seemed a lot of the time, was really, really encouraging. And also, you got to think Son, for the last couple of games, he's been playing up front and not maybe in his usual left wing position. Do you think that's maybe with a view of Kane potentially missing the first couple of games of the season with his protracted transfer? Maybe we're thinking Son, we're just getting ready for Son to play up front at the beginning of the season.
I don't know, because I thought he played well in the centre. I thought he played well because he can play either side anyway. And I thought he was great there. And I think even with Kane there, Kane doesn't necessarily have to be in the centre. Kane can play virtually anywhere, but they can play two in the centre. But certainly we don't know about Kane yet. And it was good, as you say, good to try it. But the main thing in all of this is the leadership of the team on the pitch. You've got the leadership off the pitch, but the leadership on the pitch, making the decisions and making sure that the players are in the right places and leading from the front. I was so impressed with Dele, because I thought he was on his way out. Now I think he's the most important person to keep, other than Kane.
You excited for him for next season then, Dele? Do you think maybe, because a lot of people have been starting to get a bit fed up with his poor form. It's been going on for a long time now, and people say this is his last chance. But do you think maybe Nuno could be the man to get the best out of him next season?
Well, it looks like it. It looks like it after today, and last game he played well as well, didn't he? After today particularly, I think that he will get the best out of him, and I just hope he gives him the armband, because I think it's not just that he'd be a good captain. I think that means a lot to him, because it has so much negativity and problems. I think people will be positive about him, and he'll give back because of that.
Interesting. And give Dele Alli the captain's armband. I haven't heard that one before, but it's an interesting opinion. Maybe it would be the best thing, because he definitely thrived with the responsibility today. So I know it's only a friendly, but who knows? Maybe that's exactly what he needs. But look, we won 3-1. We got some friendlies coming up over the weekend. We're playing Chelsea, then we got Arsenal coming up as well. We're going to be going to the Arsenal game, so looking forward to that one. So yeah, thank you for joining me, Grandpa. Always great to get your opinions, and we'll speak to you very soon.
And see you at Arsenal.
See you soon. I'm sure home will before. Always good to speak to you,
Okay.
Grandpa. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. See ya.